Hey, it's Jason here. I'm with my 2007 Land Rover Range Rover L322, and with this COVID virus, it has sat for about a month and a half, and I got in it and I had some funkiness going on. I had some interior lights that were acting up. My wipers were not functioning properly, and I knew something was going on, but I didn't realize what it was. It turns out, because shortly thereafter, I found droppings in the car. The mice got in the car because this is what I drive my son around in, and he had some snacks that, you know, I did not realize were in the car seat, some lollipops, and they basically built a nest. And it is April, this happened last month, going into this month, April and May of 2020, so it's not like it's the winter. So what I want to do is talk about the preventive measures I'm taking and how they probably got in. So you might recall I installed this sensor, the Sans Pest. It lets a little light out and it makes a noise. It's on, you cut it off, and basically you get that behavior. I installed that after I noticed the first few droppings. However, what they're doing is, if you look in here, there's a grommet back here, right where my finger is. And you could push it in, and that gets you access into the car. It's really hard to get back there and show, but I think that helps. That grommet right there, mice would come through and get in the car, and they built a nest back where a lot of the wires are for the wiring harness, behind the kick panel on the passenger side. This is United States, so passenger side is the right-hand side. So what I'm going to do is, I had one of these installed, but it obviously was past its prime. So I went ahead and put another one on, and I soaked it with this peppermint spray. So it's supposedly supposed to be for indoor, outdoor, prevents and eliminates all kinds of rodents, and it smells like peppermint. So I basically just sprayed this, and I sprayed other parts inside the car. I'm going to also spray the back liner here just to soak it. You can really smell that peppermint. And I removed the hood liner because they were infesting and building it a nest in there. And then I have 4 more of these Grandpa Gus's bags, and it says it will work for 4 cabs, 1 RV, or room. I'm going to put all 4 in this car, and 1 pouch is over 50 square feet. So we're going to see how good this does. So I'm going to open them up and deploy it. But what I want to talk about is how to actually get to where they were building a nest through that grommet. And what will happen is, if you go in the vehicle, basically you're going to want to remove the mat. Just pull your mat out. And I've sprayed the carpet here. And you're going to notice peppermint in the car. It's like, you know, it's like a peppermint gum. So I'm not displeased with the odor. I'd much rather smell that than mouse urine and everything. And you can see some of the fabric here of what they were doing. But what you basically have to do is, I'm going to try to do this and film it. This is, I just use this paint can opener. You're basically going to want to pop up this panel. It just comes right up. You see how I'm just putting that under the lip and kind of popping it up a little bit. And there's 3 tabs that it pops into. And once you get it popped up, it would just come completely out. So let me just get my hands in here and get this final edge lifted. So I use this paint can opener. You could use a flathead screwdriver probably, just to put this under and pop it. And then this panel comes out, and on this panel, these slide. You're going to want to basically have this lined up with the indentations when you put it back, because when you put it back, each one is going to go in one of these holes. And as you can see, and my son was kind enough to give it back, be very careful because they just slide out. So as you can see over here, they just sit in a track and they just slide out very easily. So you don't want to lose one. So it's kind of a pain how these do slide. You may have noticed I inadvertently had one fall between the seats a second ago, so then I had to get it out. So you just want to make sure that you put this somewhere nice and safe. I'm going to actually lay it in the back seat so I don't have to worry about losing any more of the pieces, because those tabs are going to be really important. So I popped that up very easily, and then what you're going to want to do is actually pop the kick panel here off. So I removed this so I can pull the carpet back, and then you want to remove this panel, and it just pops off super easy. And this notch here is going to go in the notch right there in the carpet, and then this red bracket and that red bracket will go respectively in each one of these. So what you can notice is the mice were obviously getting in here and eating this insulation. So I'm going to soak this. I'm going to soak all that with the peppermint stuff, and I'm going to shove one of those bags in there. So these are the little Grandpa Gus mouse repellent bags. This is 4 pouches, as I mentioned, and they kind of say how you can use it in a shop, an RV, whatever. And it's just a little pouch with a very fragrant smell. I actually like how it smells. And I'm going to take that pouch and I'm just going to shove it right where the mice were. I'm going to put it right in there. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take this spray, rodent spray, and just give that a nice little soak. And just very easily, not to hit that electronic pin, but trying to get the edge of this carpet, I'm just going to hit that with some spray. And I'm going to get the floorboard here with some spray quite liberally. This does not smell bad, so I'm okay doing that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the panel here back. It's going to go in just like this, and those tabs will line up, and it just pops right on, and it goes in that indentation in the carpet. So pretty easy to go in there. And then I'm going to take the kick panner and place back. Now it's going to be near impossible for me to video this, but the key is, as I mentioned, you want these plastic tabs here to line up with the indentations that you can see on this. And then you're going to want to lay it down, and it will go in each one of these white holes, and then you pop it down. So I'm going to do that, and it sounds much easier than it is, but the trick is you can always lay it down and kind of move them as they're sitting. So basically, as you're sitting it, you can look at the edge and you can kind of move them to line up until you pop it down. So I have it installed back. I elected to not put every one of these pins back. I find it much easier if you only use 2 pins to hold this down, and it's not going to go anywhere. It just means I only have to line up the end. I don't have the 2 in the middle. So I'm going to be checking this so frequently, I didn't want to have the headache of lining those pins up each time. But as you can see, it's set up properly. I have this kick plate back in there nice and secure, and I sprayed things. So I'm going to go ahead and spray a little bit more on the carpet. I'm going to clean this car up, and I'm hoping on this 2007 Land Rover Range Rover L322 I can get ahead of these mice. because I do not want them eating any of those wires again, and that was the clear entrance point. So wish me luck, and thanks for watching.